Previously on GOSPOCAST. Now you have to understand there is an imagination, a strong imagination that comes in your heart, and it creates hope. And it's critical because you need to have that hope. Hope is created by strong imagination, so certain that what you are focusing on will come to pass. And now look at what happens when hope is created. Now faith acts in the now. Now faith is the evidence of that thing that is hoped for, and it gives it substance, and it changes your confession that you are speaking what is not related to anything around you, because it's not coming from around you, it's coming from not just within, but from way ahead of what is happening now. GOSPOCAST continues right after this. Okay, I'm so excited to welcome you to the TGIF edition of GOSPOCAST. My name is Ty and I'll be your host for today. What are we talking about today? We are talking about the most critical of anything we have talked about in this image series, the image series. And what is the title for today? The title for today is the Exalted Images. The Exalted Images. I also call them idols. I will talk about that in a moment, why they are idols. Exalted Images. And it's interesting because I'm going to go into the Bible and I'm going to read something that will so much interest you, because first of all, don't forget this: God is so much pissed off by exalted images. Don't. He is a jealous God. Don't exalt anything. Don't make anything so relevant, irreplaceable in your life to the point that it begins to form or act like God. It pisses God off. Now, do not forget that in any situation you are. Now, look at this. We'll go to the Bible, the book of Psalms, chapter 115, and maybe I'll read from verse 4. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of man's hand. And look at the next verse. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes they have, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. They have nose, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet, but they walk not. Neither they speak through their throat. Now look at verse 8, which is the most critical part of what we are reading today. They that make them are like unto them, so is also everyone that trusted in them, in idols. Okay, now let's get back to our discussion for today. Exalted images. Now, I told you earlier that this thing pisses God off, and you got to stay away from anything idol. If you're going to have a walk with God, you got to watch it, you got to check it, you got to check yourself. Is there something that is more important, that is more relevant than my relationship with God? Because there will be things that will challenge it, and these things are exalted images. It might be work, it might be survival, it might just be school, friendship, relationship, uncle, auntie, sugar daddy, sugar mommy, sugar anything. That it could just become an image, and it could even be raw idol. People still, I don't believe that, but people still really worship idols these days, and it is funny. It is very funny that people still worship idols, but they do. But look at what happens now. The devil is becoming much more sophisticated. The devil is becoming more and more sophisticated in turning out things that should be idol made with hands that people go to bow down, to turn it out to trends in the society. So the devil is exalting things in the society, making it the number one thing that is sought after in the society. It could be entertainment, it could be job, it could be employment, it could be the class of employment, the class of work, the type of work. It could be in the design, in the fashion, in the movies, in music. The devil is just pumping trends. And you know the simple thing he's looking at? He's looking out to do that people will so much value this thing and give it more attention than they give to God. And when you do it, they that make them are like unto them. So they that worship idols are like the idols. And it's another critical, diabolical, so deceptive way that the devil uses to get you to become what you're not supposed to be. So he just make you, and in some cases he just make you to trust on then your fan base, your followers and stuff like that, people who admire you and stuff like that, that you so much trust in them, and you start becoming like, you just start moving out from what God wants from you. And you got to be careful, because this is the thing that is rampant in our world right now. Exalted images, trends, idols that pieces of the presence of God, the work of God, God himself. So you got to be careful, because that's what the devil is doing and is doing, because they that worship idol are like idol. They that give their attention to an idol will become like the idol they give their attention to. So the devil is going to create a whole lot of them, so that if you skip one, you're going to be entangled with the next, and then at the end you just become like what you should not be like, because you're supposed to be like God. And when you begin to worship God and give him preference and honor him and glorify him, you'll be like God. And if not, stop looking at those idols and things you think that are most important in your life. They are not God, and they can never be, except you want to become an idol yourself, or become as an idol yourself. So that's it for today. GOSPOCAST continues, the final edition for this week tomorrow. God bless you.